Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Danny Wallace. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jodie Salt, good morning. Babna Reddy, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for f***'s sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine, Sandra, everybody, good morning.
Good morning, Hivers! How are we? Well, this is a bit of a different one for a Monday morning, isn't it? You've got me today. Can you please let me know in the comments if you can see me and if I'm here? We've got a few of you saying hello already. Let's see. Helen, we have got you. Please let me know, A, if you can hear me, B, if you can see me, and if we're live, because I'm not only looking after the show this morning, I'm looking after tech, which if any of you know me, you know it's not my strong point. So, good morning, Hivers. How are you? Happy Monday. Are we here? Facebook user, don't forget to give StreamYard permission to say that we can use your comments. Remember to tick yes in those comments for StreamYard. So, happy Monday, Hivers. Yep, it's a bit of a diff one. Oh, hold on. We have got a hello, yes, see and hear you. Well, if you can't hear me through this show, you'll probably be able to hear me anyway because I'm a little bit loud when I get a little bit excited. But for those of you that don't know me, it's Jojo Smith, Business Development and Branding Fairy Godmother. Swish. Today I am here to cover Danny. It's a bit of a last minute thing. Danny's on a few secret missions this week. Obviously with Be Inspired coming up, there's loads going on. So she asked me this morning if I would pop on and just hold the fort until she was able to, get her magic done, really. So how are we? How's everybody's weekend been? What have you all been up to? What's the weather like where you are? Let's have a look. Who have we got? Oh, we've got the lovely Michelle Marriott today. Morning, Michelle. How are you? Michelle got her ticket for Be Inspired over the weekend, and I know she's super excited. Rachel, what an awesome surprise. Well, you know, I like to sprinkle a little bit of magic wherever I go. So this morning, we have got an absolutely awesome guest on. We have got, guess what? We're going a bit jet-setting today, right? Because we have got the awesome Alison Callan. Alison's coming to us live from Australia, guys. I feel like I should have done a little bit of an Australian accent then, but I think all I've got in my locker is, "G'day, how you doing?" That's rubbish. So we won't go there. I won't try that again, I promise. So I'm hoping you all had a really good weekend. Did anybody get up to anything really interesting apart from buying your Be Inspired ticket? Let me know in the comments. Who else have we got? Let me know you're here and you are watching with us. So, Alison Callan. Now, this is a bit of a special treat. Like, this woman has got awards like you would not believe. She's an international intuitive coach and deals with all clarity and success. Who have we got? We've got Michelle again here saying, "Oh, I cannot wait. Ticket booked. And now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear for my two-day trip to the front row room." Do you know what? I know Danny will want you all to go out and go proud with anything you can to do with Be Inspired. You can wear what you like. If you want to wear your PJs, we want you to be comfortable. We want you to enjoy it, but it is an amazing event. So definitely get involved with that. So we've got, let's have a look. We've got Natalie Barry. Do you know what? Can I just say, guys, I'm doing tech and I'm talking at the same time and presenting. So I'm actually going to own that and be really proud of myself because, again, anybody that knows me knows I don't like tech. So we've got full on weekend, but did read Danny's book, which is amazing. Nice to see you, Jojo. Nice to see you as well, Natalie. And Pixie's with us as well. Pixie, these are new glasses. What are we thinking? I wasn't sure, but, you know, I couldn't resist the pink, to be perfectly honest with you. Right, without further ado, I am going to bring on our fabulous guest today, all the way from Brisbane, because she stayed up specially for us because it's a lot of hours ahead over there. So let's bring, if I can, bear with me. This is a tech part. let's bring in Alison Callan. Yeah, I did it!
I feel like I need a swish.
Swish. I like to give everybody a little bit of a swish. It's a bit like a wish. It's a bit like a wish, but it's a sassy wish. It's a swish. Alison, I'm so like I'm sorry in one sense that you ended up with me.
Not in the slightest.
We will see what magic we can work today and see what else we can do about
I'm
that.
inspired.
But, oh, I love that. So give us a little bit of an introduction as to who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Oh dear God, it's 7:30 at night, and honestly, I don't know anymore. I have no idea.
I don't know what my name is, where I come from, who I am.
Honestly, I got my times wrong, clearly. And I've been sitting here going, oh my God, I'm getting sleepier and sleepier. So I'm grateful for your energy this morning. So my name's Alison Callan, and I am currently in Brisbane. I'm originally from the UK, so I'm loving all the connection and the accents and all those kind of things. So yeah, I'm feeling all the vibes.
Whereabouts in the UK? Where are you from? Whereabouts in the UK? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wondered because you've obviously got the Australian accent. Because I didn't pick that up.
I can't hear that. I can't hear
you've
it in the
definitely got it.
slightest.
Yeah, no, you've
I
definitely
can't say good day like you did. I don't think it sounds all right.
I've got to say, Australia at the moment, I would just love, because is it good weather there at the moment? What's the weather like?
Well, I've got to say, we're flooding at the moment, the majority of places. We've got huge floods going on. But yes, it is amazing and it's beautiful. And, you know, life, we've been so fortunate over here. So, you know, when it comes to what's been going on in the world, I can't honestly think of a better place that I'd want to be right now, apart from with my family and my loved ones. But I want them here, not there. It's but it is beautiful. The weather's amazing. And it's funny because I never wanted to come to Australia. It was not the kind of place that I'm not a big, I don't love really hot weather, and I don't love the beach and things. Look at me, I'm wearing a jumper. This is my vibe. I've got the aircon on. I've got a jumper. I'm a typical Brit at heart, I guess. But it is beautiful. New Zealand was where we first went to, and that blew my mind. So look at us, we've just transitioned, into just life and conversation. But yes, New Zealand, if anyone, when everyone gets the opportunity, go there. Go there and check it out. It's beautiful.
It's really strange you saying that about New Zealand, because New Zealand has really ramped up on my radar recently for a couple of reasons. It just keeps popping in, and it wasn't really anywhere that I'd really focused on or paid any attention to before. But I found an app. I'm going to give everybody a bit of one of my happy hacks here, one of my happy habits. Positivity Radio, and it's based in New Zealand. It's a New Zealand radio station, but actually started and founded by, and for anybody over a certain age, probably over 30, I would say, would remember Noel Edmonds from Noel Edmonds' House Party. He's the father of Mr. Blobby, right? So, you know, for anybody that wasn't sure, he's founded Positivity Radio in New Zealand, and he's funded it. And he just constantly looks for hosts that can do it within their community and bring positivity within their community. But there's like mindfulness, there's calming apps, all on this Positivity Radio. Go find it, because I use it a lot. It's really, really good. But that's based in New Zealand. And I was
Thank you.
Yeah, I was listening to a coach as well that's based in New Zealand this morning on a podcast. So keep looking in.
I might know them. You never know. New Zealand's small enough. We're all connected.
Apparently, New Zealand has the most golf courses compared to population in the world. That was something I learned of Positivity Radio. There you go. Anyway,
St. Albans has the most pubs.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Ticket? Put me a ticket. So tell us more about you and what you do and who you serve.
Oh, so I am a business clarity and success coach. So I work with intuitive, empathic women, men, people in business who want to create that soul business. They have this overwhelming feeling that they need to create something more magical in this world, because they want to just live life. I hate the phrases, but on their terms. They want flexibility. They want the power and the purpose to consciously create an amazing life. And they're my people that I just adore working with. So that's the work that I do. And I do a lot of different types of work. And I'm I'm a big believer in lifelong learning. So I'm always growing, always developing, always learning something new. But, the foundations and the fundamentals to creating that purposeful business and getting people the confidence and the authority to step up and do that is something that I absolutely love.
We are so aligned. It is
unbelievable. I know.
Crown your, hold on, that way. Crown your courage and confidence. Absolutely. It is the foundation of a business, isn't it? If your mind and you aren't there yet, if you don't develop, your business won't. I am a huge believer in that as well. It's
so true. And I know that we were talking about this earlier, and you said mindset and things, and I just had a question I needed to ask you. I was like, so what do you think about your beliefs underneath your mindset?
Massive, huge. The two go together, but I don't think you really I didn't really get to this point until I was about 45. I was a late starter, a late developer, let's say, because I was so closed, and I thought I knew myself, thought I knew my beliefs, thought I knew all this kind of thing, and I really, really didn't till I started to investigate it. SAS, Creative SAS, stands for Self-Awareness Strategy, because creative self-awareness strategy to me is the absolute, it's what happened for me, it's what I did, and it's what enabled me to do the things that I have done. So hugely, huge, massive. Yeah,
I think for me, I think it's all been, it's all about our own journey, right? Everything that we do, everything that we create, we are bringing all the experiences that we've had into what it is that we're trying to do to contribute more in the world. And I was very much the same. As soon as I switched on to that awareness that I wanted to do something more, and for me, it was when I had my kids. For me, I think up until that point, I'd been pretty satisfied working in corporate, and I was getting miniature wins. And every time I got a little miniature win, I'd be like, oh, this is great. I feel all the good vibes. But then it would really go so quickly, and I would then have to recreate something or do something to get that same kind of validation, or I'd be banging my head up against a brick wall, and I'd have to go back round in circles and rework the work. And I just got fed up. And I had my first son, and just everything changed. I thought, how can I make this world a better place for him? And I know so many mums that will get that. They'll feel the same. Yeah, we were talking about you, Helen.
Helen, your ears burning about 10 minutes ago, because Alison and I were just talking about you and talking about networks and how everybody knows each other, and you came up and we were like, oh yes, we both know Helen.
Hey, Helen. So it was so amazing when I kind of started to learn how to be a mum and figure out what that actually meant, because it was a whole new identity, right, that I was stepping into, being responsible for somebody else and also trying to raise them, and then trying to figure out how to do my first was his first. And it was just this whole combination of slowing life down so I could get really, really conscious about what I wanted to achieve and how I wanted to experience stuff. Oh, there you go. Yeah, this was me. I thought life was happening to me rather than for me. Yeah. And I just thought, I want him to have everything. I just want him to have everything. And then I thought, well, hang on a minute. What's the best way for somebody to believe that they can have everything? How do I learn how I learn? I watch other people, right? I watch other people, especially at this young age. And I thought, oh my God, that's very uncomfortable for me to think that I have to be the first one to go out there and live my life and prove that success can happen, when that's awkward. And I don't want to put myself in the public eye and do lives and have conversations like this, and I just thought, oh, sack it. I have to do this kind of stuff. I have to get out there and I have to do it. So I went on this journey of uncovering my conscious you, that self-awareness that you were talking about.
It's waking up, isn't it? It's absolutely when I looked looked at you today and I saw conscious, I was like, that's what it was like for me. And I call it a ping ding moment. It is almost like ping, and you're like awake and you're conscious and you're like, oh my God, why did nobody tell me this before or show me this before? And it absolutely enables you to become unstoppable, I think, because once you've got that, it takes consistent work.
Always.
Or consistent. I have the 3 C's, which is commitment, consistency, and community. To me, those 3 C's really, really bond it and help it. But yeah,
clarity, conscious, creation.
Oh, we need to put our C's together. Imagine the crown that would create.
Oh, anything is possible.
It certainly is.
I just think it was taking responsibility for me. I think because that consciousness and that awareness, that's always there, and we create moments, but we often attribute them to when things are going our way and it's a fluke, right? When things don't go our way, it spirals. This is just about getting you into that alignment of I'm responsible for how I show up and how many pings in those moments I get and how I create them. And then as a result of that, what do I do with the information I'm learning, and how do I create something even more meaningful so that you're in those moments, time slows down, and you can actually enjoy all the stuff that you're creating at the same time as knowing where you're going and why you're going there.
This is the face that I pull when I get really excited, and I'm like, I'm so excited because it is about intention. It's about creating. It's about just, believing in yourself, reframing your old truths to your new truths. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I am in my happy space at the moment. Because what you're saying, I'm so aligned to it because it is. It's so, so important. And once you do awaken, it's huge. But go on, sorry, I keep interrupting because I'm excited.
Not in the slightest. I just think it's really important. I think, I work with so many different business owners, and they're at different stages and they're at different phases. And I remember starting to work with business owners and starting to work with, like when I was doing my coach training and I opened up my business and I was working with a multitude of different people. And I was talking about this in my community today about, that whole getting to know your ideal client and the journey that it took for me to uncover that I was relating to these very different people that I loved working with, that were at different stages, different phases, different places in their lives, different careers, different expectations for success. But every single one of them displayed intuitive and empathic connections. And for me, that came through in the language they used. They were talking about how they felt about stuff a lot. So this makes me feel this way, and I feel that about this. And they were also talking about, my gut is telling me that this is right, or my heart's telling me that this is wrong. And they were very head, heart, and gut orientated. And eventually one day it kind of pinged that, oh my God, these very different people in different places in their lives, who I could not see had any connection to one another whatsoever. And I couldn't understand why I enjoyed working with them all so differently.
Yeah.
It was because they had these same qualities. And the qualities that they had made it so much easier for me to connect with them because it's how I resonated. It's how I would have described myself. It's how I learned to be more conscious and how I learned to understand what it took to uncover the beliefs that disrupt that conflict between the mindset that I would try and put in place. And I would have an underlying belief that kept saying, you can't do that, so it wouldn't happen, or you'd self-sabotage. Like the spirals that you could get into were phenomenal.
It just blocks you, doesn't it? It absolutely blocks you and it stops you. And this is something that, this was huge for me. Absolutely huge, and something that I really worked on at the beginning of my journey. I was actually gifted a performance and success coach. And I have to say that along with her name, Emma Robinson, but along with Emma and my mentorship with Danny, literally the two just kind of, I really invested in, when you start a business, you've either got time or money. Do you know what I mean? It's one or two. You've got to invest something, time or money, whichever one you've got, you know, you normally find that if you haven't got one, you invest the other. So that's where it is. But it was absolutely huge for me to go through that process. And I think what you find is most of us then end up helping our former self because you've done it, you've done the journey, and you're just like, I want to show you how great this is. If you just come and you do this, it's like
the grass is greener this way.
And it really is. And it's greener, and it's just more tasty because you know what kind of grass you want, if that makes sense. To put it in really easier terms. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to touch sort of, so when did you, so obviously this happened when you had, which happens a lot. It is normally something, like you say, it's an event or something or other in your life that gives you this. So then how did you then take it from sort of a thought and everything else, and you were like, no, this is what I want to do, I want to help these people?
I didn't know. I think I just went, I just trusted my intuition so much. So I had Max, who's now 8, can't believe I'm saying that, had 8, and he started me on this conscious journey. So I started getting interested in mindfulness. I started to, basically what I wanted to do was just not sleep for 12 months because I just wanted to stare at him and be with him so much that 12 months before I had to go back to work on parental leave, I would just enjoy every single second. I just didn't want to miss anything. I wanted that 12 months to be the longest and the most delicious journey that I could go on, no matter how hard it could be. Because this was the thing. I was so excited because obviously I'm from the UK. My husband and I, our families are over there, and we lived in New Zealand at the time. And I was excited to announce that we were pregnant. And then I got all of these like people telling me, well, it's so hard. They'll never sleep. Your relationship's going to go down the shooter. You know, it's life is never going to be the same. All of these things. And I was like, oh, hold up. This is not what I was expecting. I expected everyone to be so excited, just like I am, because I've chosen to do this. And I might not know what I'm up against, but I actually don't need to know because I don't want to be influenced by it. And it wasn't until I realized that I was influenced by everyone else telling me all of the difficult stories that I went, hold up. This is where I have a choice. This is where I can choose to decide that I'm going to continue to believe my rose-tinted glasses, life is going to be sweet on the other side of having this baby without any family support whatsoever, because I only need me and us and we're good and I'm fine. Or I can choose to be worried and concerned and just expect what everyone's telling me to happen. And therefore, how's that going to make that grass greener over on the other side? And I just thought, you know what? This is one time when I just don't want to believe that. And that's when I started to get curious about, you know, beliefs and mindset and how we are influenced by what we see and what we hear and what we assume in the world.
So I've got 2 things there that I want to pick up on, because this one, which it just so happens it's a big part of my talk with Be Inspired, but you have just said choice.
Yes.
It is all about choice and you choosing. And I think a lot of people don't realise they have that choice. And this is something that I'm super passionate about, is sort of spreading that message that, guys, wake up, because you've got a choice here. You can make this choice. And that it's just massive. Karen's just put, morning ladies, how do we find you both on social media? We will put links in at the end where you'll be able to hang out with us. It's absolutely choice is one thing, but then you said about assuming. Now I have to share this pearl with everybody, because I remember one of my chef lecturers at college taught me this, and it helped me throughout life. To assume makes an ass out of you and me. If you spell assume, it says ass, you, me. Makes an ass out of you and me. Do not assume anything, people. Never assume anything, because that's it. It's just you can't go down that road. So okay. So I don't think we touched on how you actually ended up in New Zealand.
I just had this thing. So I went with a boy.
Oh, okay. Sit comfortably. We're going to get a story.
So husband now, who we just clicked from the get-go, and neither one of us ever wanted to stay in the UK. We just never felt like that was our place. I don't know why, but it just never felt that way for us. And so ever since I was a young kid, the thing that I always wanted to do was travel. Had no idea that I was actually going to be able to do it or how I was going to be able to do it. And it just happened that I met my other person who wanted to do the same thing, and then we kind of made it happen, and we just keep creating amazing lives, and then thinking, you know, is it about the things or is it about the experiences? And then we keep doing the experiences because that's important. And now we have 2 little people who want a bit of stability, so we're stopping in Brisbane for a little bit. So
there's
that's
intuition and gut that started the journey. Yeah, interesting.
Love.
Yeah. So currently, first of all, I feel I have to mention that I did briefly mention it earlier about Alison and her awards. She's a little bit of a collector, so she's got quite a few of these.
Amazing.
And she was just telling me before we, do you know what? Give me 1 second. I just need to make a slight adjustment. Very unprofessional of me, but give me 2 minutes. Just one quick adjustment. I'll be right back.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I can't actually see any comments now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Alison. Oh,
Hey,
we are socially distanced, by the way.
Aww.
Just a little bit of magic. I've been listening to the show. I was so sad that I didn't think I was going to get to speak to you this morning, Alison. I'm so thrilled that I got here in time.
But I thought I was going to be the first person in the palace. I thought I was going to be the first person in the palace. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I'm going to get to see it.
I would have liked to think that you would be. Alan Michelle, wasn't expecting that. I love it. I love it. So yeah, we can't do any shows from inside. I love how everyone's calling it the palace now. So we can't because we've got no internet, so we don't get to do the show until like next week or middle of next week. Oh. So either way, we'd have been probably sat in my car. In fairness, so Jojo's been holding the fort because today we're gonna. There she's in the back. I'm socially distancing, so I haven't disappeared. I'm gonna leave Daddy 2 minutes.
Stay in the doorway.
She's gonna stay. She'll be staying around. She'll be popping her head in. So yeah, we're here today to come and see the venues for Be Inspired. But enough about that. I'll tell you lot and tell Alison about that in just a second. You were talking about you were talking about the experiences that you'd had just in the run up to me, just getting in here and interrupting things.
Well, what an experience that is.
I'm just glad I got to speak to you because we've been lucky, even though we've got the whole of the oceans in our way of each other. We've managed to do some work together. I've been able to come into your group and deliver some training. And I know, having you on the show is such a coup for us because, you're bloody incredible. So, so what have you got coming up that's exciting for you?
What have I got coming up that's exciting for me? It's a really good question. So I'm in the middle at the moment of doing a 7-day business building challenge, which I've just kicked off. And that is exciting. I know you'll get this. Like, it's just coming on, being with the community, talking, giving them value, helping them with what they need. And it just, I get goosebumps. It lights me up. Like, I can't describe any more than that. It's
hard to put those things into words, isn't it? When you're creating in such a way, and especially when you know the impact of the thing that you're about to do, articulating that is really hard. Like, it makes you feel a kind of way, right?
Yeah, it does. And I feel like I just feel grateful to be able to do that, because I remember when I first started, and you follow some people online and you download all the freebies and you try and figure out how to do this business thing for yourself.
Right.
And you don't know what to believe or what not to believe. You just got to try and test some stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing the phrase of, you've got to give them a little bit, but not everything. You've got to, I don't know what the phraseology is. I deleted it. But like you give them a bit and then, they've got to invest for the rest.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good, doesn't it? Invest for the rest. Anyway.
I'm here for that. Like, coin that.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm writing it down. I've got a pen.
But I'm like, actually, I'm in a place now where I don't buy into any of that. I'm like, if I'm here, I'm here for it all. And I just want to give what I can give.
Yes.
Because I know that it's not about how much value I can give. It's about how much that person on the other end can actually assimilate, because they can only take in what they can take in. So for me, I'm at a point now where I'm like, actually, business is great. I can do all of these things over here, but I still get the time to be able to give all of that juicy value in that challenge and just be there. A bit like this show for you, Danny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like your heart's there, and it just matters.
Yeah, when you do that, and for anybody that's got an online business that works kind of in this model of where we do launching or challenges or things like that, or we show up in the social media space and we give value. Some people are quite frightened, aren't they, of giving too much. And it's like you said, people can only assimilate what they can take on at any one time. When we do Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker, the challenge is one of the challenges that I do twice a year. We cover a lot of ground in 3.5 days, a huge amount of ground. And some people say to me, Danny, especially the last one that we did was insane. Like, you gave a lot. What are we coming into? I'm worried sometimes that maybe I would create overwhelm. Like, we've done this in the free challenge. God, what is it like on the inside of the course? But the difference is that when you get onto the inside of something like that, so you've done the challenge and you've absorbed all the free goodies and the juice and all of that stuff, because we're coming from that servant-led space, that actually when you get on the inside of these courses or programs, has Danny come for a sleepover? Jodie, no, I've not come for a sleepover, sweetheart. We've come to view. So Jojo with the hat of creative sass on is coming to view the venue for Be Inspired with us today. So I'll tell you more about that in a little bit when we wrap it up the interview with Alison. But yeah, it's very exciting things are happening today. I can't wait to tell you all about them. But when we get on the inside, the things that you're paying for is that expert's eyes then in a closer proximity to you and your business, or all the additional layers that come with having the community that are focused on that one particular thing. So when we do these challenges, you can't really give away too much, because like you say, people will take on what they're able to take on. If they're not able to take on anymore, it's fine. They know that they can come to you to find out more. And I think that going the other way and not giving anything away it's a bit selfish.
It doesn't feel right to, I guess, to hold back.
Yeah, I hear that.
I just, like, when you're in the flow and you've got all the feels, people are gonna take different things from what you're saying, and they're going to, you're going to speak to a wider group of people that are just going to pick up on the pieces that they particularly need, and that is key. Like, I love that, and I think that's given me a sense of freedom. So I love that. Anywhere where I can find an expansive freedom, where I can kind of break the rule book in some way, as to showing people what is it, it's a little bit more possible to still have a thriving business, even when you don't put boundaries in place to say, I'm not going to give that bit there or that tidbit, So I love that. But then I think that's in integrity for me. I don't think no one can take what I'm not willing to give. Do you know what I mean? It's just that. Yeah, it's just that energy. So so I'm excited about that challenge, and I'm enjoying that, and I think that's just giving me life. Because I said to poor Jojo, I was like, oh, it's 7:30, it's bedtime, I'm tired. But she's given me all the energy and all the feels tonight. So I love it.
So what time? You've already covered this already. I didn't catch this, but what time is it where you are, babe?
It is 8:05 at night.
5 past 8 in the evening. All right. So I was like, oh God, what if it's like 2 a.m.? I'm like, oh
no, this would not be this. No, that just wouldn't happen.
And I'm so glad that our time zones do align in a certain kind of way. Because I came and did some training for you, and it was at my night time, weren't it? It was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, something like that.
Oh God, I hope it wasn't that late, but yes.
I don't think it was that similar kind of.
It was the upside down. Yeah.
So Pixie's just saying, I've done challenges where they didn't teach anything at all. So how do I know what, if anything, I'd learned on the course they didn't even say? It's very interesting. Yeah. Sometimes like they're huffing and puffing and saying nothing. One of my mentors, Brad Burton, often says that, you're huffing and puffing and saying he's saying a lot of words and there's not a lot of meat on the bones that you're bearing right now. So it is important to be making sure that we're giving that value. And how on earth are people meant to get a flavour for it? So that's really exciting. What about in life? Like, where are things at? Like, we are peeping on the other end of COVID. So exciting is it that we're able for work purposes to be here today to go and scope out venues, to go and do like a crossover event. It's not an in real life event and it's not an online event. It's like a mixture, like a hybrid. What are things like for you where you are right now?
To be honest, they've been pretty normal. Like, life
let me live vicariously through you until June the 21st, Alison.
I know. I just, like, our family is still in the UK, and my mum and my dad is particularly vulnerable. So they've been inside, shielding and everything for well over a year, I think now. So, like, I find it really hard to understand how you all are.
Are we all really? The answer is no.
It's actually really hard to come out with the words and find the right way of checking in. And it's kind of nice to see everyone still online and to have that kind of environment, because I know and I can see that everyone is still. It comes from somebody that already gets it, whereas I have not experienced it. I think we had, I want to say 9 or 10 weeks where we had to. I'll give you the worst bit. So I think we had about 9 to 10 weeks of isolation where we were in, and this was before we moved. So I was living in a flat, a 3-bed apartment in the city with my husband working from home, 2 kids, a dog and a cat.
Right.
So that was the worst. That was the worst little bit. And, even then it really wasn't that horrendous. Yeah.
So I think for us it was very strange at the beginning, but it was new. And if I look back at like how tired everybody is now, it's very different to how it was then. So then it was, yes, we're going to go out for an hour's walk a day, and then we'll be back and we'll be inside, and it's fine. We'll find, interesting things. There was a lot of banana bread being made. And whereas now it's just, everyone's like this, oh, we're tired. We're just like running a marathon that we don't want to run anymore.
I have nothing. I've got nothing.
I know, I get it, but I am happy that I am connected to somebody in the world that has these experiences to kind of show us like it's like this on the outside, just to remind us, because I think if everybody in the world felt like this, can you imagine the energies of the world right now? It'd be horrific. Whereas, on our little island, it's June 21st. As soon as we can get a plane over to Australia, we're going to have to do things over in Australia as well. We'll come and see you guys. Can you imagine?
That will be an event. Yes, I can imagine.
We're going to, right, what do you lot think at home about this? Some sort of Australian IATQB situation. We'll bring it over there. We'll come over for a brew and a hug over in Australia. Alison, if you're up for that, will you look after us?
Yeah.
I'm making all my travel plans now. My husband doesn't know about it. Well, he's only finding out about this now.
Oh my God, yes. All right, I'll go scoping venues. It'll be fine. Waterfront. I'll make sure the weather plays ball. Yeah, it'll be great.
You just call all that in for us and we'll make that happen in the next 12 months. I'm down for some Australian action.
That will be amazing. Yeah.
Let's do it. Right, my angel, how do we come and hang out with you, Alison? How do we find out more about all the juicy stuff that you are doing?
send me a friend request, jump onto my page on Facebook. It's Alison Callan. Pretty easy to find. I'm friends with Danny, so you can stalk her friends list. And then my website is the same. It's alisoncallan.com. So you can go and find out all the ways to learn more and connect with me. Yeah, and it's just so lovely to be here. I've just so enjoyed this. Thank you so much.
And Jo's such a beautiful pair of hands to hold the fort as well. She's incredible.
I know, we're going to be like that. Yeah,
we've got Danielle here from Pretty Practical as well. My ops manager's here, so we're like team social distancing today to make sure that we're looking after each other. But we've got lots of busy venue things to do today, which we've just decided we're going to do in Australia in the next 12 months. So watch this space. We don't know how that's going to happen, but we'll make it happen. Alison, it is beautiful to be able to talk to you. I'm so glad that I was able to come and catch the second part. And thank you for the lovely, lovely interview that you gave with our Jojo just a few minutes ago. Jojo's over this shoulder. And we'll see you really soon.
Thank you. Take care, lovely lady. Bye, guys.
Alison, that was Alison Callan, everybody. Here I am. I have the squad. Josephine's looking at flights right now. Geraldine will be there. I love it. We're going to take ourselves on tour to Australia. These are the kind of decisions that I make in the off shot, the kind of decisions that make this one sweat, the kind of decisions this one gets excited about with me, so it's okay. So you will have noticed that I am at Creative Sass HQ right now. With the incredible Jojo and the wonderful Danielle Hansen for Pretty Practical. We are pushing ahead with all of our exciting plans for Be Inspired today. I cannot wait to share with you what we've got planned. So we're going over, Creative Sass are going to be helping us with the set dressing because they are just wonderful. When I say they, she is phenomenal. So we're going to be making the set look absolutely incredible for you all. Have you got your tickets yet is the question that I want to ask you. Not only is this one going to be speaking on stage as well as helping me dress the set, we have 22 wicked good trained professional awesome speakers bringing you spiritual development. I was going to say intellectual, that's not the right one. Business development, personal development, everything in between. You guys need to make sure you have your tickets over 2 days, 22nd and 23rd of April. Natalie Barry has just got her ticket. Yes, Natalie! Fantastic. For 2 days. Here's the thing, right? I'm going to tell you this. I've told you I will unapologetically be banging this drum. This is the biggest thing we have ever tried to create in IATQB land. Which is why I need such an incredible team around me to make it happen. Because I want to bring you, we're going to bridge that gap between in real life events that so many of us want to go to, but we just can't yet. I don't want to wait till the 21st of June. Do you?
No.
Do you?
No.
No, absolutely not. So what we're going to do is we're going to bridge that gap and bring you something absolutely phenomenal. So for 2 days of inspiration, motivation, celebration, because you lot, God, we have survived some things these past 12 months. It has been insane. Make sure you are coming to hang out with us. So it's £89 a ticket. If you want a ticket, head on over to the IATQB Hive, spelled like this, or go to Jojo's page, because I know she's got an affiliate link. I know if you have an affiliate link and you want to share it, go and share it. Let us know. If you buy a ticket, then you can become an affiliate too and get £25 per ticket that you sell. We've also got a really, really cool competition going on where you can win over £6,000 worth of awesome coaching and all sorts of stuff. So if for those of you that have got working with me on your vision board, it is a really, really great opportunity for you to be able to throw your gloves in the ring and get amongst that as well. Want to know more? Head on over to the IATQB Hive. We are going to go and scope out the venue that we are going to be bringing you this incredible event from, and more on that in my story. So please do check out my stories on It's Not This. Don't go, well, do go here. Go and follow our Jojo here, but it's at the Queen Bee Danny. That's how much I'm used to doing this and this here. But it's at the Queen Bee Danny. If you have just joined us, you will notice that I am not Jojo Smith from Creative Sass. That's Jojo Smith from Creative Sass. That's Danielle Hansen from Pretty Practical. I'm Danny Wallace. I'm the Queen Bee. So are you. And I will see you all in the morning at 8:30. Won't be from IATQB HQ just yet. It will be back at the old gaff. But do come in and come and say, hey, we've got some wicked guests this week. I'll see you later. Take care. I love you. Bye. 9:30. 9:30 tomorrow. Tra.